Yo, what's good? Back for another segment, Real Talk. For anybody that, tunes in and take, what I'm doing seriously, I really appreciate it. Much obliged. Nothing given, nothing taken away from that. Definitely be sure if, you could lend some of my messages to a friend because I feel like they're vital in helping talk about, real talks amongst the social community. So with that being said, we never know, anybody facing a challenging time. This may be a topic that, they want to discuss. And right now, man, the beautiful thing that I'm actually about to get into right now is one of the topics that I jot down mentally. And very frequently, often, I do pull out my notebook, maybe on my phone or, an actual notebook. And something that's been, trotting upon my mind, per se, is the new wave of music amongst the hip-hop to the rap culture. I'm really big on old school hip-hop. I love old school hip-hop because the metaphors and the similes, it creates this creative, just flow of things, just, this ingenuity, the mindset, man, it just opens up a new door to let you know that you can take even something as, I guess, elegant as the supposed English language and create something that is even more profound and more acknowledgeable with hip hop. And you create these stanzas of rhymes, of poems, of, whatever you want to call it, but it's intellectual. And before now, hip hop actually had a meaning to, help people as opposed to the development of rap, which now talks about a lot of negative responses and has a lot of negative culture and, killing is discussed, just a lot of foul play in the music, which wasn't intended from the beginning father, which was hip hop. And I like hip hop because it was expressing of oneself. And I feel like creativity is everything. So with this new age rap music, just want to, pick up some points on how I feel like it's affecting the community. Because of what you listen to, a lot of us are not realizing that, when you tap in or when you strap on the headphones, that, whatever you embed into your mind ultimately becomes you. We live in a creative world. It's actually a song that I like listening to now that you guys, if you have a chance to go check it out, it's called Trust Planet by 38 Special. Got some cats from New York. And it's like, man, the last on Trust Planet, when he mentioned something of the sorts of life is mental, the mind created all this, you got to realize that statement is so true. So it's like whatever I embed into my mind becomes my reality. So basically, by that being said, I'm just saying, you got to be careful on what you put into your brain because you ultimately, you're that, you stem from that. And you might not even be. And I think one of the reasons why, the comparison of the urban neighborhoods compared to, the more, suburban-like neighborhoods, the difference in those are that the cats that may be from, the suburban communities, they end up listening to, culture coming from the urban communities because they symbolize or they go after that. That's how they end up, being like that of some source as if, they grew up in that area. Just because of what you listen to, again, that's why I say that, it ultimately becomes you because you're embedding that within the mindset. You're embedding that into, brain cells and, your DNA. I don't know the actual scientific aspect, but I do know it's going into a form of memory to ultimately being reciprocated out and, actually being established in, our physical world. So you think about it, you grasp it, and then you place it out, into the physical world. So you got to be careful about, some of the things that you listen to. And you also got to step back for a second, regardless. I feel like, and really see what it is that you're doing or that you're becoming. Is that like the ultimate image? Again, I touched on the topic, in the earlier segment called sacrifice. Is that really, helping my community? With some of the things that I trod upon or I try to be similar to. And that's really affecting the community. And how I look at it now, especially within it, like we shouldn't really be, paying too much attention, to that, because you ultimately go and you go buy the things and you go try to be similar. You go try to be those people without actually creating your own creativity. And it's demoralizing a lot of these cats because they sign these contracts and bylaws, they can't go and tell you that, that maybe you shouldn't be like me because it has to be confidential, but that's a side that can't be explained. But luckily we got outlets like this to kind of discuss, some of those things. But honestly, man, like I said, man, I love hip hop because of the creativeness and the ingenuity and the intelligence behind, the metaphors and similes and what they express and how they felt confident about oneself. When I felt like in today's, new rap game, a lot of these cats are insecure because they pick up on things that really don't make a decent man or woman in general. So it's like I got to go and create so many illusions because I really don't even know what decency is. So, man, I just wanted to pick up on that topic, man. And I'm probably going to have a second part to this, inclusive of, some other opinions. But I just wanted to give my opinion on hip hop, versus rap, which is such a beautiful thing, especially in our culture. Hip hop was the defining moment to change some cats, outlook on life, predominantly to let you know, like, man, we're going to be all right. One thing I like about hip hop is if you didn't notice, if you go back to 90s hip hop, maybe even further, a lot of those cats would use the terminology God, like, especially when it came to the black male, like, they'd be like, God, what's good, God, and a lot of those are biblical references, which, astoundingly, it boosts, not only your character, but it made you feel important. Now, when you hear, the rap lyrics or the terminology, it's very degrading, in comparison. And again, man, hip hop, hands down to me, man, are one of the best genres of music out. Even with, the creativity and the producing and how, basically everything balanced out in the levels of the percussions. And, again, just the ingenuity, the creation of something that, stem from so many other different things, and see how music has changed. It's quite astonishing, man. But again, that's just my take on hip hop versus rap. And man, hip hop is always going to definitely be a passion of mine, man. It's funny because, I go back and I listen to, your Jewels, your Cams, Dipset, or I'll even listen to Mace, Biggie. I'll listen to Pac, of course, man, I'm listening to a lot of, I go back in the Gap, man, and it's really uplifting, man. If you haven't tried it, man, just try to tune in to some hip hop, to kind of check out the differences from that to now. And a lot of those cats talk about, real world social issues like what I'm talking about now. And, man, it would be such an honor to, like, pick back up on the 90s because, man, those was good times. But again, man, this was my take on hip-hop versus rap. Again, keep listening to Real Talks with none other than your boy. We're going to keep it going strong. Any other topics, anything y'all want to discuss, man, I'm feel free to, let me know, man. Definitely, just keep checking in, man. And, again, any topics y'all want to discuss, I'm here. Look out for part 2 on this, baby. No script. We just get it in. like chips and dip. Hey, y'all have a good night, man. Good day, or however you listen to this, man. Just do your bid. We out.